Trusting your gut instinct doesn't always go well. My name is Kunal. This channel is called Conversation Corner, where we talk about how your language can influence your worldview. You've read it a lot in literature or maybe in some blog posts that it's always a good idea to trust your gut instinct and sometimes just take the leap. But that is a thumb rule. A thumb rule is something which does work quite often, but quite often does not work. And the reason this is important to know is you cannot take this as gospel truth. You cannot believe this works 100% of the time. I was watching this movie lately called Fair Play, where there's a couple who works at what I believe to be a hedge firm, where the woman gets promoted and the guy is her analyst and now reports to her. And he did report the case of buying into stock that he thought was going to do very well based on his gut instinct. And his girlfriend at that time, Emily, in this movie, tells him that he needs to complete one more phase of analysis. Now, the guy, whose name is Luke, believes that this would be the wrong move because everyone is going to be moving in on the stock and the prices are going to go really sky high. But Emily doesn't want to take the risk, so she tells him to perform one more piece of analysis before taking action. However, Luke doesn't listen to her, and while Emily is on her break, he buys stock for the same, and the value crashes. And this makes Emily really angry. And when she questions him as to why he took that action, he justified it by saying everyone was moving in on it and we could have missed out on an opportunity. And that's where she told him, we're not sheep. That's why I told you to check the data twice, or something on those lines. This is very important because I have experienced this myself at my workplace that when I had a certain theory of why something would work, I was very eager to pitch this to my manager. And the company I work at is very data driven and they want conclusive evidence before you can proceed and take action. And at some point in time, this really got to me, and I was trying to tell my manager that sometime it would be better to go off on gut instinct. But that's when he reminded me that since we are a data driven company, we don't take decisions of emotions or just gut instincts. What we believe shows some certain signal needs to be validated by data. And because in the movie and in my case, this wasn't done, later the superior's position was found out to be right. And even at the work I was doing, after performing analysis, I found out that, yeah, the theory that I held onto was not necessarily true. So if you're working in a place of business which requires you to make important decisions, you have to validate your decisions before you really go fully go and fully commit to the choice you've made. And you'll only be able to fully commit to the choice you've made when the analysis you've done is very thorough and diligent. So if you want to make a good decision, it's really imperative to know that your analysis has to be thorough and diligent and reasonably conclusive. That being said, it's still no guarantee of success, but it does work better than just flying off your gut instinct.